Everything hurts and I'm dying.
If you're hearing our voices, that means it's time for It's This Meets That, the podcast where we watch the worst movies from trailer and credits scene by scene. So you don't have to, but maybe you should. I'm Russ.
I'm Jared.
Yeah, after watching this movie,
everything hurts and I'm dying.
the best thing is the hour and 23 minute runtime. It says an hour and 28 minutes, but there's 5 minutes of credits. So hour and 23 minutes, You're in and out, and you can move on with your life. You can go get a ham sandwich and enjoy that by the park.
Yeah, honestly, like listeners, little BTS for you.
Yeah,
I watched this movie at like 3 a.m. last night and cruised through it. Surprisingly, like I think it was just like a walking nightmare.
How many beers did you have before you put this on, though?
Not that many. Like there's like 4 or 5 cocktails, and then against it, maybe.
that will allow you to walk through anything, really. So
that's right.
Oh my goodness. All right, so we're back with a full breakdown of Jeepers Creepers Reborn, the 2022 reboot Reborn movie for the trilogy that didn't need to be reborn.
Can't get enough re.
I have a lot of gripes with this log line, so when you reread it again, and let's tell the listeners.
Have gripes.
Still. I have gripes before watching the movie, and I have gripes.
Additional gripes.
Yes, additional gripes. Thank you.
So yeah, here we go. Forced to travel with her boyfriend, Lane begins to, first of all, it didn't happen.
It didn't happen.
Lane begins to experience premonitions associated with the urban myth of the creeper. She believes that something supernatural has been summoned and that she is at the center of it all.
All right. Do you want to start? Do you want me to start on this one?
You could start. Asinine. I hate this.
All right. First line, forced to travel with her boyfriend. That's not the case.
Never forced.
Maybe reluctantly. Or maybe he's a big nerd. He's a cosplay nerd, horror nerd, and they're going to a festival, and they're in a relationship, and she's going with him. Like it's more like, yeah, I don't want to go to this thing because the thing you're into is stupid. Which, by the way, I've got gripes about that too. Because if you're at this point where he's to the point of going to marry you, like red flag, right?
And she's pregnant. Yes,
relationship red flag.
Yep.
Lane begins to experience premonitions. Sure. Okay. So it's the urban myth of the creeper.
That kind of happens.
Yeah. It's mostly just not really associated. It is associated with the creeper, but it's just
only because it's in this movie. Like it doesn't. Nothing has to do with it otherwise.
No, most of it's like with her having premonitions of the cult.
It's a cult, right?
Yeah, not the creeper. Like, yeah.
I guess it's the creeper cult, maybe, but.
And there's never a moment where she's like, you know what? I believe something supernatural has been summoned. Like there's that connection does like that doesn't happen. She's just still very, again, reluctantly being premonitioned, and there's never a moment of her realizing this, or, kind of, she doesn't have to say it outright, but
like the last 1 second of the movie, I think is like,
yes. Yeah.
Is that part, I guess?
Yeah, I guess so. Like towards the end when she's like, I think I figured out what to do here. Sure.
Yeah. No, the actual last 1 second when her spoilers, when her eyes turn black.
Then she's the center of it all.
That's
it.
Although, wait, no, I guess the creeper is the last second there.
Yeah.
The second to last second.
This might be man. I know I shit on the ending of what was that movie? The Lazarus Effect, and like how bad that was, which was terrible.
Amazing ending.
Amazing. Compared to
this. I love the ending of Lazarus Effect now.
I'm taking it all back. I agree. I think now I love that ending.
The Lazarus Effect was a great movie.
This ending is so terrible. Like there's no stakes in this movie whatsoever.
Yeah. It makes me want to go watch Get the Girl again. Like any of our other bad movies. Like I think this is a new low for us.
So then the transition to our expectations, prognostications from the trailer, we kind of nailed quite a bit there.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I mean, outside the Batman thing, but we nailed.
No, I guess you're right.
Yeah, you did have ninja stars, which Batman does too.
Right.
Done.
So stupid.
There are bats in both. The Reborn, the pregnancy thing attached to, like we were flirting with that. We thought maybe she was like maybe granddaughter of someone from the previous movies, whatever, which by the way, they completely wash the original movies aside. Like they don't even exist, but in a kind of a really stupid meta way.
Well, they do exist, which is even stupider.
Yes.
They make it worse.
Yes. We did. So we were on the right line there. And what was the other one we had? We nailed pretty well. Actually, this wasn't a prognostication, but our calling out of the British accents. Yeah, all these actors this movie was mostly filmed in London.
Jolly old London town.
Jolly old London town. And all the actors are all British. So yeah, that's why their accents are coming through. Not that was a prognostication, but
they're allowed to do American accents that poorly, then we're allowed to do British accents poorly.
I think we do our English accents pretty damn good.
Pretty fucking good, eh?
Pretty good, yeah. Right. We can do all sorts of different, dialects from different parts of England there.
That's right. And we know the difference between all of them.
They clearly don't know what a Southern accent is. So
yeah, it's definitely intentional when we do it.
So take that, accent coaches. Was there anything else for prognostications? I mean,
I think we pretty much nailed it.
Yeah. And we were also right that she wasn't forced to go. She could have just been like,
nope,
no, I'm not going. Like you.
Easy peasy.
Hey, you've got nerdy friends. Why don't you and your nerdy friends go to this thing and you guys have a good time? I'll stay home and I'll knit. I'll pet the cat. I'll go for a walk. I'll do stuff like that.
Don't think he has any friends.
I don't think he does either.
Just based on the way he acted.
Yeah. By the way, that's another red flag. If you're thinking about getting married to someone, have your own friends. Just have your own friends. If they don't have your own friends, red flag. So
at least a couple.
You need at least two. They need at least two. Otherwise.
Whew.
Okay.
Devastating. God, I hate this movie.
All right, moving along. You want to do some quick info? We are stacked with fast facts, so I'm going to burn through a lot of this stuff. So
please.
All right, so quick info.
I won't slow you down too much.
I think I can pronounce everyone's name here. So, directed by Timo Vuorensola.
That was pretty good.
Yeah, it felt good. He's Finnish. So you, listeners, you may not know who that person is. That's fine. You don't need to. He hasn't done much. Big claim to fame is he did that Iron Sky movie, which was like a goofy cult classic kind of low budget. Nazis are on setting up a moon base to take over the Earth type of move. Classic, classic Nazis.
After you told me that, the movie makes more sense.
Yeah. And it's kind of just goofy. And then there was a sequel to that one. I don't know what the name of it was. Iron Sky, Further in the Sky or something. Whatever.
Deuces. Yeah.
Yeah. Iron Sky, Nazis do Mars.
Ooh.
We're coming from Mars. And then, so this movie, this Jeepers Creepers Reborn is his Hollywood debut. So...
first and last.
First, I was just gonna say, if Hollywood knows anything, you are done in this town. Okay.
Yeah.
So we got screenwriters here. This is kind of weird. So we got Jake Seal and we got Sean Michael Argo. So Jake Seal has done, I believe,
cool name.
Jake Seal. Yeah, Jake Seal. He's on the case.
He sounds like a hard-boiled detective.
You need me to send in Jake Seal.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. So he is mostly a producer. There is no writing credits on IMDb for him. He's directed 5 things that are all just, I don't know what these like videos of some
asthma
sort.
Documentaries.
Yeah, and diabetes and stuff. He's acted in a few things, but like, and when I say acting, by the way, he's like bartender on Virgin Flight in Quantum of Solace. You know what I mean? He's like
sick.
He's playing the roles that we want, the roles that you and I need to get.
That's right.
So he's just like a background guy, but I guess this is the only thing he's written for movie wise. So,
and is not even taking credit for it.
Yep. Yeah. So
smart.
That's good. That shows you something. Now, Sean Michael Argo, he again producer
related to Ben Affleck.
No. God damn it. No, he's mostly, again, a producer. He's got some writing credits here. Jeepers Creepers Reborn, Salvage Marines, TV series, Cleric, a bunch of stuff you probably don't know. I don't know any of these things.
Nope.
But I think what he's actually known for is he's an author of like sci-fi, like fiction novels.
Oh,
he's like, if you go on Goodreads, you'll find like he's got his whole series of like sci-fi books and stuff. And it seems like they're reasonably popular.
No
so, yeah.
You got competition.
Always. I've got a competition within me. Okay. So that's those guys. So we can definitely blame this on them. Based on how the script went, I'm not sure if I could You know what? Go read his books. Hey, I can't. You know, it was a.
Don't do that.
I can't.
No, I hate all these people.
You can say that. I can't.
Fair
All
enough.
right. Who's in this movie? So we got Sydney Craven. I did some homework, not related to Wes Craven.
Damn.
Yeah, Wes Craven was born in Ohio. She was born in London. Not to say that there's no relatives that moved to London, but
or Wes Craven out there sowing some wild oats.
Oh,
are we starting that rumor?
I think we just did. So yeah, Sydney Craven. She plays Lane.
Yeah.
Our main Lane here. Imran Adams. Imran?
Wait, you mean 2020 National TV Awards nominee for Best Newcomer?
Wow. Really?
That's right.
Okay. He plays Chase. There's credits. He's a boyfriend. He's the boyfriend, the nerdy boyfriend who's forcing his girlfend to go on this stupid trip. So,
right, forced. Right.
Yeah, forced. Right. I guess there's maybe there's like a domestic violence kind of undercurrent theme here going, right, where he forced her to go this thing and she ends up becoming possessed by some demon thing. Maybe this movie's deeper than we thought.
Totally.
Not
for sure.
And then we got a really cool name here, Ocean Navarro.
That's one of the coolest names I've ever seen.
Right? Ocean Navarro.
If you want to be in the podcast, Ocean Navarro, like hit us up.
Any day of the week. She plays Carrie / the announcer lady from the trailer. We kept calling her announcer lady. She's like at the festival and she's like announcing the winners, stuff like that.
Yep.
Her character's name is Carrie. A lot of the characters' names I didn't know from the movie because I don't know if they've really said them all that often.
No.
Peter Brook, he's a Canadian actor, but has lived in New Hampshire and in our great state of Massachusetts there. He plays Stu. He's the bearded redneck, as they refer to him as. Matt Barkley plays Jamie. He's the producer of the show. They're filming this little escape room thing that they go on.
Right. So not the cameraman.
No, not the cameraman.
Bear trap guy. I called him bear trap guy.
Yeah. I actually forgot to put the cameraman's name in here, but whatever.
He's in it for a minute.
Yeah, he's done. Jarreau Benjamin. Jarreau? Benjamin. Jarreau? Oh, Jarreau. Yeah, okay. Benjamin plays the creeper. Jeepers. Yeah.
The Jeeper himself.
Yeah, not a lot of lines, but Gary Graham and Dee Wallace are the old couple in the beginning of the movie. And I only called them out just because Gary Graham has been around for a long time. He's pretty known. He was in the Alienation TV series back in the 90s, which was pretty big. And that was going to be rebooted, I think, at some point, but didn't.
Rest in peace.
Dee Wallace, she's been in a million things. There was so much stuff I couldn't actually scroll through to find anything that I recognized.
Wow.
But the name I know. I was like, I know her name. So
too much content. And
then just because this name is cool, Karina Kinga Kiss plays the cutthroat girl.
That is another cool name.
Right?
This podcast is going to be full of cool names.
Yes. This movie just has cool names. And that's
notch.
it. That's everyone that's in it. Any thoughts or questions on that?
No, that all sounds great. Thank you.
Hey, no problem.
Thank you for your service.
No problem. Production budget, box office revenue stuff. So I got a couple different numbers.
Sure.
It sounds like this movie basically made about $6 million. Some had some had 5.5, and I saw 6.6. So yeah,
it's like 1,400 fanatics. So pretty good.
Not bad. Domestic about 2 million, international 3.5. Just those numbers. Video I couldn't find. Budget I couldn't find, which is kind of surprising, but.
Low. I assume low.
This was filmed during the pandemic, which caused all sorts of problems for them too. Okay. So, and they bounced from they filmed in London, England, Finland. Like some of the outdoor shots were all done in Finland. Some of the outdoor scenes were in Finland and in Louisiana. So they moved around quite a bit for this movie. Which
plane tickets were the expensive part.
Yes,
got it.
Yes, for a crew of 20 people, basically.
Yeah, listeners, don't watch the movie, but do go watch the trailer and you'll see what we mean. Like this movie cost $20 to make.
Yeah. And it feels like, which is also weird because they said like they filmed outdoor shots in Louisiana and Finland. But there's a point in the movie where they're outside and it's terrible CG. Like they're on a green screen.
Yes.
Like
even the real stuff looks fake in this movie.
Yeah, but like bad fake, like bad CG. Like I think I made a note. I was like, oh, this looks like Sin City bad, which we've mentioned that in other movies too. We're like, what are you doing?
Like all of like the rendering of the skies
Yeah.
was weird for some reason. Like,
Yeah.
why?
Very clearly, they're on a green screen stage there, and
Yeah,
just
like there's just sky outside. Just film that.
just go into the woods. Just go in the woods.
Easy enough.
I'll tell you a little movie that did that and made a ton of money. Blair Witch. Just go into the woods. Film in the woods. It costs you nothing.
Looks real.
It looks real. We can get into like, what if the world is actually real and what we see, but you know what I mean? Like it looks real to our eyes. So
Sure. Right. The nature of reality and all that.
Yeah. I mean, that's a separate podcast that Jared and I run.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't exist in this reality. Rotten Tomato score 0%. Critical.
Not surprised.
Now I'll give it
zero.
I'll throw it a little bone here on Rotten Tomatoes. It's out of like 16 reviews, but 16, you extrapolate that out, it's still 0%.
That's right. That 0 divided by 0 is 0.
It's always going to be 0. So
undefined,
undefinable. And audience score is 8%. So
generous, very generous,
very, very generous. I'm not even sure how you get 8%, but it happened. So, and that's out of like thousands of reviews. So
wild.
Yeah. So yeah, that's it. That's all the quick info. You want some fast facts? This is gonna be
Daddy.
This is gonna be a lot here. I got a lot going on here. There's a lot of fun stuff in this one. Yeah. Okay.
Love it. We're probably gonna cover very little movie.
Yes, because the fast facts are more interesting than the movie itself.
Yeah, great. Perfect.
Good.
I want that.
I'm going to start off easy here. So the actor's Justin Long. We know him. Who played Derry in Jeepers Creepers 2001. And Ray Wise, who played Jack Taggart, Sr. in Jeepers Creepers 2 in 2003, the sequel, obviously. Were invited to have a special participation, but an agreement was never reached with either of them. I can tell you what that agreement was. Are you kidding me?
They read the script?
Yeah, they read the script. Are you kidding me?
Oh, no.
Yeah, Justin Long's like, I've been in a Die Hard movie, okay? I don't need to be.
Yeah. I'm like swimming in Apple money still.
Yeah. I don't need this Reborn. Which doesn't make any sense. Why would you, if it's a reboot and they call the original movies that they don't exist and they're fake?
Yep.
Then Justin Long's character would be fake. So how could you have him in the movie? So let's do a little logic here. Let's get Olivia Wilde on our logic police here and get her in here to like clean up the logic here because we know she's good at that. So
that's right. I've heard that
from her. Yes, it was written somewhere from her.
She said it in an interview.
Oh, that's right. That's right. She said it. Right. Okay. The first Jeepers Creepers movie that doesn't have Victor Salva as the writer, producer, or director. Director Timo Sola confirmed that Victor Salva would not be involved or benefiting from the production. So that's kind of important because this movie
he's a pedophile.
So Victor Salva is that the deal?
Yeah. Yeah. So his big debut.
You remember the trailer trash? Yeah.
1988's Clown House.
Yes. Yeah. There was something about one of the kids on the phone call, or I don't like.
Right. He sexually abused a kid on that movie and then went to jail for 15 months.
15 months?
That's it? And then I hate to see it, but Francis Ford Coppola is kind of a bad guy.
No.
Yeah.
How does that connect?
Victor Salva's kind of like protege. Like Francis Ford Coppola like produced a bunch of his stuff and then like got him the job with Disney to do Powder in like the mid 90s. Remember Powder?
Yeah.
Victor Salva joint before Jeepers Creepers. Yeah. And then like continued to make movies after he went to prison for raping that child. Like pretty awful stuff.
Okay. All right.
So anyway, Victor Salva is not being compensated for this movie, thankfully.
Okay. All right. Good to know. Good safety tip.
Yep.
Stay away from Victor. Got it.
Francis Ford Coppola apparently loves producing this guy's stuff for some reason.
No. Okay.
Yeah, you hate to see it.
Yeah. Okay. Move on from that one.
Yep. Now I'm sad again.
Oh, God damn. Don't worry, buddy. I'll bring you back here.
Right, good.
So for this film, a new creeper truck had to be built. This is due to the fact that the two original trucks.
Sorry, almost just did a spit take.
I know. I saw you. I was waiting for it. Due to the fact that the two original trucks are in the United States, while much of the project was filmed in London. Transporting
That's
trucks.
the reason?
Yeah, which is ridiculous because they also ended up filming in Louisiana. So what do you mean? Transporting the truck was very expensive for the production. Also, the script warranted a truck that was visually more worn and damaged than the original truck.
Oh my God.
Stupid.
Oh, that's where they're going to draw the line on realism.
Right? Like,
oh, man.
And you're filming in a green screen. You can't film in the woods. These are all scenes. You can't find a cemetery in Louisiana or a cemetery in Finland you can film in. Come on, let's grow up.
So dumb.
So this movie is kind of like off. It's this behind the scenes stuff is very interesting because this movie it's almost like the what's the James Bond movie that isn't really technically like part of canon or part of canon, part of James Bond, Diamonds Are Forever, maybe
something like that. Yeah,
a different production company came and did it, and this movie's kind of like that. March 6, 2021, Myriad Pictures, the production company behind Jeepers Creepers 2, 2003, and Jeepers Creepers 3, filed a property fraud lawsuit against Infinity Films Holdings. That's not. That's not. It's not a launder. I don't know what it is. One of the film's production companies for producing the film without Myriad's knowledge or involvement, in quotes, and selling the distribution rights to Screen Media Films, considering Reborn an unauthorized fan film.
Incredible.
Yeah.
What an insult.
Yeah. Which, by the way, it does feel like an unauthorized fan film. So,
at best, generous. Again, very generous.
Yeah. We're going to reboot it. We're going to write a script for Jeepers Creepers, and
I already did. Did it last night.
Oh, I see it right there. There it is.
That's right. Yeah, listeners, you can't see it, but I'm waving around it like a 6-page script. It's got everything.
It's got everything you need.
Yeah.
Jeepers Creepers Reborn received a nomination for Best Horror Poster at the 2023 Golden Trailer Awards.
Sick. What an award.
Yes. I mean, the poster is not bad, but it's okay.
I think we made fun of it in Trailer Trash, didn't we?
I think we did. The reason the creeper truck's weird honk is not heard. I don't remember this from the original movie. So did the truck have a weird? I
don't remember either.
I don't either. So I guess I had a weird honk that's not heard. Is because they didn't have permission to use it. The sound was created by the composer Bennett Salve, in charge of music for the first 2 Jeepers Creepers movies, and a friend of Victor Salva. Salve and Salva, just a Y away from being related. Who they reached agreement with was not reached to use that sound. That doesn't make any sense, but we're going to move on from it. So, yeah.
Yep. Cool.
Yeah. That's what happens when you go make fan films.
Yeah, he does honk in this one, so it is different, I guess.
It is different. This is kind of fun, somewhat. I don't know. So the costume that Lane uses for the horror hound, so remember she's like trying on different costumes for her boyfriend there. She does Freddy Krueger, Edward Scissorhands, Harley Quinn.
Yep.
But the one she
ends up as woman.
it was a cosplay of Jennifer Check from the movie Jennifer's Body, 2009. I was like, oh yeah.
Now that you say that, but it's like not that iconic.
No, it's not. No, it's not. It's not that iconic. That like, I guess if you're maybe a big time horror fan, but
I guess as we were watching it, I was like, oh, like she's a woman now. Great.
Yeah, just wearing
generic woman clothes.
So
okay,
but go watch Jennifer's Body. It's a much better movie.
Yeah, that's fun.
All right, so this is gonna be some fun stuff here. The artistic design used for the creeper is strongly inspired by the Gothic art of Kuber Ball.
Yep, that sounds right.
Okay, for some covers of the Jeepers Creepers comics, issues numbers 3, 4, and 5, which there was comics that came out between, what did we say, between the first and second, or second and third movie, I think.
Yeah.
The external part of his head has sharp spines, but when opening the joints of its head to reveal its true face, it does not have internal spines. Still, it's decided to respect certain basics of the original design, artwork, and storyboard that Brad Parker made for the first Jeepers Creepers in 2001 of the early 2000s.
Oh.
This is some like hardcore nerdy stuff here.
Sure.
New design also has scars in the interior superior region of the creeper's thorax. It's kind of important as a consequence of the harpoon wounds he received from Jack Taggart in Jeepers Creepers 2. So the problem with this again is that those movies were fake, so that wouldn't.
Yep, that's right.
So those events didn't actually happen.
That's correct.
Okay.
Unless
they're
angling for like a Freddy Krueger style. Like, I think what is reality?
I think that's probably
interesting. I don't think it's that smart.
And here we go. Here's a good one. Because almost the entire roster of actors are English, they had an accent teacher to help them learn the Southern accent of the United States. I want to find that person's name and let's bring them on and have them do accents. We'll have an accent off.
Yeah. Bad job.
Yes.
Wherever you are.
Wherever you are. I don't think you were teaching at all, or your students were stupid. I don't know.
Both.
The
accents in this movie are horrific.
Not even close. You can definitely sense that they're trying to hide their British accents. They're trying to hide that. So
it's horrible.
It's real bad. I mean, it's obvious in the trailer. Like I was like, does this guy have a British accent? Where is he from?
Yes.
Sometimes it feels good to be validated. The landscape. So this is stupid too. The landscapes and natural backgrounds shown in the film recorded in Hampshire, UK, Louisiana, Texas, and Finland. Why? What natural backgrounds? Just pick one.
Right.
You're just in the woods and in a house. That's it.
Yep. Like you don't need to travel anywhere for this movie. Like film it in Louisiana.
Yeah. I mean, and you filmed it in a sound studio in UK anyways. Like it's all green screen, all the outside stuff. Like all of the outside stuff was green screened.
Yep.
I hate it. I hate this. I just hate this.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. The film received development approval after Screen Media Films learned of the commercial success of Dynamite Entertainment's Jeepers Creepers comics released between 2018 and 2019. So yeah, that would have been, I guess, around or after 2 and 3, right?
The comics are good, and this is their fault.
Yeah, basically that's what that says.
Yeah, that's after 3. 3, I think, came out in like 2012 or something.
Okay.
Like they didn't need to do a reboot. Like it's been so long.
Yeah, like just
why would you do this?
Just make a 4th one, or just call it something else. Like you don't need.
Yeah. Tell a different story.
Yes. You could still use the same monster. I mean, but I guess you kind of
sure.
This is a fun one. It's a lot of reading. So a new version of the musical theme, Jeepers Creepers, had to be made because Screen Media Films did not have the license or permission to use the song Jeepers Creepers by Jack Teagarden. This because of royalties had to be paid to the owner of the song rights. The song has not been heard in the Jeepers Creepers movie since the first movie. This is because previously they did not want to pay royalties on Jeepers Creepers 2 or 3. A new version of the song is more focused on classic New Orleans jazz. So basically, this tells you 2 things. One, Screen Media Films just they don't give any Fs. They don't care.
Nope.
They're just going to do whatever.
That's right.
2, if you don't want to pay someone for the work that they've done, just do your own version of it.
Just record a new one.
Just record a new one, and then you're good.
Works every time.
Works every time.
Mind-boggling.
Yeah. All right, we got many more here. Okay, so this is weird, but at the Horror Hound Festival, it is possible to see the booth for Dean of the Dead's hot sauce. We might be giving an advertising for Dean of the Dead's hot sauce, which I've never heard of. I didn't look it up.
Cool.
This is a real-life trademark of hot sauces. Dean of the Dead released a hot sauce called Jeepers Reapers to publicize and promote the film. Why?
Okay.
Jeepers Reapers is made with Carolina Reapers chili peppers, the hottest pepper in the world, more than 200 times hotter than jalapeno, with a Scoville score of 1.5 million units.
Yeah.
Scotch bonnets, lemon, and strawberries. The Jeepers Reapers sauce can be seen in the Horror Hound Festival scenes at the Dean of the Dead booth.
That's fun. I like hot sauce.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, and we do want to be invited onto Hot Ones at some point. So
it's at some point ITMT needs to be on Hot Ones.
Personal goal.
Yeah, personal goal. I don't know what they would ask us.
Oh, dude, all kinds of weird stuff.
Probably. In the film, yeah. Do you guys remember that time when you were walking home drunk from the bar and Jared got hit by a car and some guy told you had darkness inside of you? How do you know this? How do you know? Wow, you've asked such amazing questions, Sean.
Oh, wait, you've been hanging out at bars in Boston recently? What a world. What a world.
Yeah, this is where we live. All right. In the film, the existence of an albino or white crow is notorious. That white raven is a reference to the spiritual belief that running into an albino raven represents what goes around comes around. This is an allusion to the Creeper's awakening.
Okay.
I didn't know that.
Like, I mean, which is it? Like a raven or a crow? Like,
yeah.
Totally different birds.
Yeah. I mean, if our bird watchers, we apologize, but we don't make these facts up.
Yeah. This is stupid. What goes around comes around. Okay.
When I picked this one for a reason, for 2 reasons actually. When Lane gets out of the car to throw up in the woods, which is a whole thing. Remember, she's like, right. A bone shuriken.
Yeah.
Because remember, we said that word a long time ago. I like to call it shuriken.
Mm-hmm. That's right.
Shuriken can be seen embedded in a tree. That's what's in the tree. It's a shuriken.
That makes more sense now.
Yeah. Now it makes more sense. You couldn't see it in the trailer. Like, what is that? It's just like a thing.
Yeah, which I don't remember. This is going back to us not remembering if we actually saw the sequels, 2 and 3. Because I was like, I don't think that was like a trademark weapon for the Jeeper in the original. But
it is a reference to the shuriken from Jeepers Creepers 2. which was made from Derry Jenner's Justin Long's character's navel, which has the same rose tattoo.
Oh,
which I don't know what any of that means. I don't remember that.
Yep. Yep. Oh yeah, I definitely remember Justin Long having a rose belly button tattoo. Like what?
What? Yeah, like I just don't get the things that they chose to reference or attempt to reference the original movies to like make original fans
mind-boggling.
Like, this is what you call fan service, but done poorly. Okay.
Yep.
Done poorly. Do it better. What is Satanismo? Is that right?
Santerismo?
Santerismo? Altar room?
Yeah.
Okay. And the Santerismo altar room is possible to see the decomposed head of Dan Tashtigo with his hat, a character from Jeepers Creepers 3, who is the murderous creeper.
Oh.
Again, references to movies that were fake.
Yep.
You said don't. God damn it. makers of the movie, do you understand what we're saying here? You can't wash away the movies by saying that they're all fake and then have all these references to characters and things in the real world in those movies, right? Like, can you? Did you
read the script?
Did
you reread it?
Am I wrong? Am I missing something here? Like,
nope, you're totally right.
Well, that's kind of fun. All right. The opening scene with Dee Wallace and Gary Graham is a reference to the story. So they're an old couple who's running away from the creeper at another point in time, like,
right
in history. There's a reference to the story of killer Dennis Depew. Dennis Depew, a Michigan resident who was caught throwing his wife's corpse and chased after witnesses. Throwing his wife's corpse and chasing it
down a tube.
Yeah, down a tube. We don't write these, but we're gonna make it up now. This is one of the bases that inspired Victor Salva, to make the original film. And the characters played by Wallace and Graham somewhat resemble the murderer Dennis Depew and his unfortunate wife Marilyn Depew. Additionally, Chase, the boyfriend, sees a fictional portrayal in a show that spoofs unsolved mysteries, 1987, the investigative series that exposed the case in the 1990s. That's kind of fun.
Oh, that's fun. Yeah.
I mean, obviously, real life murder isn't fun, but
Right. Well, true crime. I mean, it's been 35 years. It's fine though.
Yeah, it's fine. Jake Seal, Timo, and Shawn Michael Argo here spent a month and a half writing and quote unquote polishing the details of the script.
No, they didn't.
Yeah, I only kept that one just because I wanted that.
Can you polish a turd?
No,
not like this.
These are fun though. Some of these are good. The protagonist Lane's name is a reference to the English jazz singer Cleo Lane, who also popularized a version of the musical theme Jeepers Creepers circa 1956.
Oh, I guess that's kind of fun.
Yeah, that's it. That's actually a fast fact. That's like a trivia thing. Okay.
Wow, good one.
And so let's wrap this all up right here. When Chase is explaining the local legend of the creeper to Lane, she is skeptical and says, Nazis are camped out on the moon. This is a reference to director Timo Voronsola's film Iron Sky, which is about Nazis on the moon who plan to invade and conquer Earth.
Yep. Which listeners, she in the movie says Nazis inexplicably. I think because she's trying to do an American accent.
Yes, that is the teacher was like, yeah, I think what you want to say is Nazis. It's like they basically just
like Americans do.
Yes, that's how we say it here. They literally just watch Inglourious Bastards and were like, kill some Nazis. Like, God damn it.
God damn it. Indeed.
Okay. That's it. We're done with that.
Wow.
That's a lot. So
yeah. Well, thanks.
Yeah, it was a lot of reading. Okay. Hollywood pitch. You want Hollywood pitch me, Mother Creeper?
Yep. Pretty good.
Good. All right.
So clever.
I know.
Yeah. So this movie, I thought pretty obviously is The Dark Knight meets The Fly.
Say no more.
So The Dark Knight, we talked about Batman and Trailer Trash a little bit.
We did, but it wasn't off the table. So
no. Yeah. And I mean, the Jeeper does give off strong Batman vibes. Strong Batman vibes. So that's where it starts, right? He's got like wings caped situation.
Yep.
It's wings, but like it could look like a cape.
I mean, it's right. Yeah. I mean, it actually has wings, right?
Right. And they look like bat wings.
He didn't fly at all in this movie, did he?
Just the once. When he picked up.
Oh, that's right. That's right. Yeah. Okay. Right.
Yeah. Right. Just a quick fly.
Yeah. Quick flyby,
Yeah. So, right. And he's dressed kind of like
Batman.
Batman street clothes. I feel like he's got his like little detective outfit on, like his big trench coat, his little hat. It's very adorable.
I mean, he is Jeepers Creepers is the world's greatest detective, right? We all know that.
I've been saying that for years. So besides that, both movies have lots of death in them, but to none of the important characters.
Nope. There's no stakes. There's no zero stakes. It doesn't matter.
There's no stakes. Even in The Dark Knight, which is a top-notch movie, one of the best.
I mean, it's probably 90+% on the tomatoes there.
Has to be
tomatoes, right?
Yeah, but yeah, not a lot of stakes. There's a lot of like the villain and the hero doing like a I don't know, will they, won't they kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, like Batman and the Joker, like classic, a tale as old as time.
I mean, right?
And our hero Lane here and the Jeeper like have too many close calls that result in neither of their deaths.
Yeah, and even like, when one of them quote unquote dies,
he's not right.
Yeah, because you have to have a sequel because it's been a reboot. Yeah,
exactly. So a lot of stuff like that. Setting up a sequel that will inevitably be worse.
Yep.
Dark Knight Rises, pretty good still, but
not
as good.
Not as good. I mean, come on.
Yeah, if there is a sequel to this someday, I will promise you, listeners, it will be worse. You can't like I didn't think they could make a movie that bad. No,
unless we write it, then it'll be a little bit better than worse.
That's right. Both movies have British and Australian people doing American accents.
Yep, that's true. That's right.
Right?
Yep. Yeah, Christian Bale. Yep.
And there is a British guy named Christopher Nolan, not Christopher Nolan, who's a pedophile like Victor Salva. And neither of them are attached to either of these movies. I just Googled Christopher Nolan pedophile, and you'd be surprised what pops up.
Hey, the internet, right? It's probably someone trying to start some rumor about the actual Christopher Nolan.
No, it's a real guy.
Oh,
not Christopher Nolan.
Yeah, Jesus. I'm the director. Fake Christopher Nolan. Okay.
Okay, and then meets The Fly. A little looser, maybe. Both movies are reboots, right? Fly is a remake of a movie from the 50s.
Yeah. Okay.
And then this is kind of where it gets into wishful thinking.
That's fine. That's what we do here.
The Fly, generally regarded as the better The Fly. The Cronenberg Fly is a superior movie to the original Fly, right?
Yes.
Unlike this movie could have been a better Jeepers Creepers.
Could have been. It's not.
And they did not.
No.
They try to do some like of the body horror stuff that's in The Fly, like they do in Jeepers Creepers, like the original one.
Yeah.
But they skimp on it in this one.
Yeah.
There's like not enough gore. Like they do it a couple times, but like not really.
Kind of hides eating an arm or something, or reattaching to him.
Right?
Doesn't he have to eat this stuff to have it grow part of him or something? I forget the whole.
One would think, yeah. I think that's one of the rules.
Yeah, gotta eat it.
Right. You gotta eat it. You gotta eat it.
Gotta eat it.
That's how you get the powers.
That's right. That's right.
And then kind of lastly, I was hoping that it would go full The Fly and have like
full Fly
Lane fall in love with the Jeeper and like have his baby kind of. But
that would have been right.
She has to kill him at the end. Right. Like make it the ending of The Fly.
Yeah. Just do that.
Way more interesting.
Okay.
So yeah, I wished it was The Dark Knight meets The Fly, but
it's not.
What can you do?
Yeah. No, I think if you're going to go in and try and raise money to pitch a movie, I mean, that's the point of these pitches is that you want to pick the best movies, right? The best comps and be like, hey, I got a movie for you. Jeepers Creepers Reborn. It's going to be like The Dark Knight meets The Fly. And someone's like, here's a boatload of money.
Yep.
Nope. That's not what's happening. No.
That's right.
Okay.
So yeah, what do you got?
All right. I'm going back to the 90s here. I'm going It's Hard Target. I've used this before. The Jean-Claude Van Damme movie meets Nothing But Trouble.
Right. And I think every time I'm like, what's Hard Target?
Yeah, you are. Meets Nothing But Trouble. The Chevy Chase, Dan Aykroyd John Candy horror comedy movie in the 90s with Demi Moore as well. Yeah, rest in peace, R.I.P. All right, so Hard Target. A lot of similarities here. I was not prepared for this. I kind of just picked out of a hat. We try to avoid like the obvious ones, but this is going to be, we'll see how this goes. One, they both take place in Louisiana. Boom, done, right?
Okay, nailed it.
Both are about having characters being hunted. So Hard Target, if you remember the last time I did this one, is about rich businessman who basically sets up these games where other rich people can go hunt homeless people.
A tale as old as time.
Much like this movie, we've got this cult who's luring people in to be hunted by the Creeper.
Yep.
Both have people that help orchestrate the hunting and killing. This movie, you get the voodoo cults, and just kind of cover that one. Both are Hard Target's an action movie. This movie kind of has like action scene moments. Like all the fights with the Creeper are like action movie scenes. Like it's not like this when he fights the bearded guy Stu there. It's a straight up like fight scene from an action movie. Like he's blocking punches and stuff like this. Like he knows some type of martial art.
The Creeper should be overpowering. You would say.
Yes.
Yes, I agree with you.
Yeah. It was really weird. I was like, wait, is this just an action movie? This isn't horror. This is.
Yep.
Both have comical death endings for the antagonist. Now, I know in this movie, our Creeper, he's not technically dead, right? Because you have to make more movies, but.
Of course.
But in Jeepers Creepers, he gets a weather vane stabbed through his mouth into his head from a roof. It's a great shot. It's a great javelin shot.
Yep.
Pretty
before
stupid.
He dissolves into crows.
Yeah, before the crows all surround him, eat him, and so he can regenerate as Creeper again. So
that's right.
Reborn, if you will. In Hard Target, JCVD drops a grenade down our antagonist's pants.
Cool.
Right? The difference, both goofy, both comical. One is awesome, though. The other one, not so much. I'll let you decide.
That's right.
So, Hard Target.
One?
Yeah, which one? Go ahead, tell us. Okay, so Meets Nothing But Trouble. This one I don't have a lot for, but I'm going more because like Nothing But Trouble, Chevy Chase, Dan Aykroyd movie is about Chevy Chase driving down to New Jersey. They get lost off a turnpike, whatever, and then they get kind of stuck in this house of horrors. So it's kind of leaning towards a house of horrors thing. But both about a group of people being trapped in a house of horrors. Both have main characters trapped in shitty parts of the country. This movie, Louisiana, which the deep South, like, come on. If you bury your bodies above ground, that's not healthy.
Listeners, if you have something to say about that,
email us. Go ahead.
You know where to find us. Yeah.
Google it. And then Nothing But Trouble to get stuck in a made up town in New Jersey, which most towns in New Jersey are made up. So
that's right.
Yeah. You can't pump your own gas there. So
ridiculous.
Come on. Like grow up.
You think you are Oregon?
Yeah. Pump your own gas. Let's go. And then my last one here is both almost kind of have a wedding marriage thing happen. So Nothing But Trouble, Chevy Chase character decides to get married to the villain's granddaughter or something, right? Just to spare his own life. This movie, Chase tries to get married to Lane.
She says yes.
Oh, you said Tulane, Louisiana.
Oh my
mind is blown. And I don't remember. Does he actually? Oh yeah, she says yes, I'll marry you. Right at the end.
Yeah, without him proposing.
Yes, that's right. So because he tries to when they're in a cemetery and just before she gets snagged. That's right.
Exactly.
So yeah, that's it. That's all I got for that.
Wow, great job.
I'm sticking to it.
I think we nailed it.
As always. All right, I think it's time. We're gonna break this movie down, right?
That's right.
All right. This opens up with a bunch of production distribution companies. Oh my goodness, there's more than you can handle.
Yep. Did not do any research into any of them.
Nah, I didn't either. But so there's Screen Media, who's our big distribution company, who don't give any Fs. They'll just do whatever, right? And then is it Orwo Studios?
I think it's Orwo. Yeah.
Whatever. Infinity Media, who we never heard about. They didn't want to give up. They don't basically want to pay people for songs and stuff. Black Hanger Studios and Great Point coming in hot. A lot of them.
Love it.
And then we get the classic. Then the whole opening is just a setup of the old couple driving in Florida, setting up kind of like the the lore of the creeper, I guess, sort of, right?
Oh, definitely. Yeah. I mean, listeners, like nothing happens for the first half an hour of this movie.
Yeah, it's true.
Laying it out.
Classic, wide overhead shot, car driving through countryside there. It's all cut from the trailer, a lot of stuff from the trailer. So
they talked about Texas at some point, which I was like, did they just come from Texas maybe and they're ending up in Louisiana? Like,
possible. Well, this takes, remember this is according to they're driving through the Florida countryside right now.
Oh, right. Why are they talking about Texas?
I don't know, because this also doesn't make any sense, because then he changes his Louisiana license plate over to something else.
Yep. Ridiculous.
Yeah, we need Olivia Wilde on this. So yeah, then we get the Jeepers truck pulls up behind them, right? His old truck. Yeah. And he's like tailing him whatever. He's got the great license plate of, was it Beating You?
It was Beating You, but it was maybe Be Eating You, which is would make more sense.
Be Eating You. Oh, I see. Beating You, Be Eating You. Gotcha. Yeah. BEATNGU, I think is how it was. Gotcha.
Exactly. Yeah. So I think it's supposed to be Eating You, because that would make more sense. But
that makes more sense. But
the old people are fighting about it, and they're like, "Oh, I don't know. Maybe it's Beating You."
I thought it was going to be like a good old Fast and Furious license plate, like I'm beating you, like on the race course,
right.
Mm-hmm.
Makes more sense. Or beating you, like they get into a fist fight later.
we could have used Fast and Furious as a pitch on this one.
I was thinking that
it's all about family.
It's all about family.
It's all about family. Anyway, so then the truck flies by them. They're all nervous, and everything. It seems okay, and they keep driving for a while, and then all of a sudden they pass by the Jeepers place, and he's like, "Is that the truck that was following us?" And they're like, "It's got a nice little place, a nice little farm out there in the woods."
Yep.
And then they see him dropping a body into like a tube pit thing, which we thought was him hacking up a horse, but that's not what was happening apparently.
Nope. Which is the same thing that happens at the beginning of Jeepers Creepers, the original. So
yeah, that's right. So B footage they just reused.
Yeah. Well, I mean, they swapped out old people for Justin Long, but yeah.
Right. Another nod to the original. And then so they're like, oh, okay, that we saw something bad there, and then we got Jeepers coming after him, and the old couple.
Yeah. The old lady's like, I don't think we were supposed to see that.
Lady's not a lot of things supposed to see. And they kind of like have a little car chasey type thing here. Old guy pulls on a dirt road, which I love when cars pull on dirt roads and they make like a squealing sound.
Yeah, awesome.
Love that. And then the old man, he's like gets out and he checks the car and he's like taking some notes. He writes down the license plate. Was it beating you or is it beating you? What was it?
I'm beating you.
Yeah, I'm beating you. And he's like, and we're gonna call into the cops, right? And the wife is like, let's just get out of here, right? So they leave, they pull out, and then they spot the Jeepers changing the plates in his truck from Louisiana to some other state there.
He's right there.
He's right there, just hanging out, chilling. So
they take a left instead.
Yeah, gotcha. Fooled you.
They turn the other way.
Yes, but they don't.
Well, they do. And Ronnie's like, we got to go back and see what's in that tube.
Yeah. So the old man has like the dumbest idea on the planet. He's like,
that's right.
Like no one in their right mind would say, hey, we need to go stop and check out what's underneath that sheet. Like,
nope. Which his wife says.
Yeah.
She's like, that seems dumb. Let's not do that.
Just drive to town and call the cops and tell them what's going on and let them figure it out. Period. Done.
Yep.
Hate it. All right. Old guy. You're done. So then we're outside Jeepers' house and they pull up, right? And they're like, oh, this is creepy.
Spooky
Jeepers.
crows everywhere, which apparently is setting up that he's going to be associated with crows the rest of the movie.
So this is what confused me too, because if this is supposed to be in the Florida countryside, but he's got Louisiana plates, and I thought the creeper house was supposed to be his house, wasn't it? Where they do the escape room?
It's the Bonaborg.
Come on, Bonaborg.
Yeah, something with a B.
Okay, and he just happens to be hanging out. Okay, whatever, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, I think it's his house now, but it was not at one point.
Because he used to live in Florida, now he's moving to Louisiana. I mean,
exactly.
You're literally trading one piece of shit state for another one. So
one swamp for another.
Yeah, it's just continuous. They check, so then they check on the sheet and they're like, oh my god, and the camera pans down. No, and that's the end of them probably.
Yep.
And then we cut to today and we're
yeah, well, it's not that's the end of them. We think it is the end of them because then we zoom out to he's watching Unsolved Mysteries on his phone.
Right, it's a transition shot. Yeah,
yeah, and they're like, and they were never seen again.
Macabre. Yeah,
literally what he says.
Macabre Mysteries. That's what it's called.
Yeah.
And then I didn't catch what the girlfriend was drinking. What did she drink? She drank something.
I don't know.
Oh,
like
okay.
some like weird little bottle. Like it's like cough medicine. That's what I thought.
Okay, all right. I was like a little like, what the hell was that? Okay. Anyways,
no, it's like a tiny brown bottle that she chugs, and it's not explained.
Mystery sauce that makes her vomit in like 2 minutes from now.
Well, is it what makes her vomit,
or is it the baby inside of her?
It's the baby.
That's the baby. It's the baby.
But yeah, she's like,
God.
This is when the accents start immediately. As soon as they start talking, she's like talking about like chupacabra and
what?
Oh, I'm so upset.
Chupacabra. So then they have this so this whole conversation they have back and forth. The boyfriend's a big conspiracy guy. Yeah. Basically, right? Got to watch out for him. The earth isn't flat. It's a diorama, if you're curious, by the way. Yeah. So we're all in some kid's shoebox. So he's a big conspiracy guy, and that's when we have the Nazis on the moon thing, and she's going back and forth. And he drops his line. He's like, your precious science can't explain it all. It's like, well, it can explain a lot of things. So
yeah. And also like
most things.
Mentioned that she's a scientist like twice, but it never important.
Yeah. She's like, I'm a biologist. And she's like, you mean I'm a biologist? Like just says it out. But it's like, but doesn't matter. It's like,
she's like, it's usually Occam's razor. That's why I'm a scientist, is literally what she says in the scene.
God.
And then he's like, well, let me tell you about the Jeeper.
Like the conversation is so stilted just to give us a bunch of information that's not like, it's just like, I'm going to say my lines. Yeah.
Yep. He comes back every 23 years and kills for 23 days and then disappears. She's like, oh, like bugs.
Yes.
He's like, what?
And then he gets into like the 3 movies. He's like making this meta moment of him talking about how they made 3 movies about it, and they were
none
all
of it's
fake.
real.
None of it's real.
What?
Or is that just adding to the lore that they made these movies about this legend that is actually real?
Maybe.
I
don't know.
I doubt
it. Listeners, everything is off about this movie. Like the script, the pacing, like it's
accents,
horrible around.
The chemistry. There's zero chemistry between any of the
transitions. Like right now, like she just stops the car in the middle of the road, runs out,
just vomits,
goes to puke, and the guy's like, burrito?
But then,
what?
and then like she just happens to pull over, and the thing that's in the tree from the trailer is the shuriken right. from the creeper jeeper. Like why is that just stuck in that tree there?
Yep. And the albino crow is there too.
Right, because what comes around goes around.
Looks so fake.
And that looks like the least fake thing too. Oh my God. And then we cut to him while she's puking out there and he's not consoling her at all. We go back in the car and he's having a voice chat or leaving his mom a voicemail about how like, hey, I'm going to leave.
He's leaving a voicemail. Yeah.
Yes. He's like, he's going to ask her to marry him.
Yep. And he's really nervous. It's really important to the plot.
We got all that exposition out of there. Okay. Yeah. Okay. And then we cut to, I don't know where, I guess we're at the creeper house or something. The alley?
The creeper dumpster? I don't know.
The creeper alley? I don't know. Like it's a shot from the trailer where like there's a new Jeeper being born.
Yep. Yeah. It's like definitely like a back alley in London somewhere. Why is this in Texas?
Classic
Louisiana.
It's like, and he just grabs a pile of dirt and worms and eats that. So
I was like, is he eating leaves? I guess you're right. It had worms in it.
Worms in it, yeah. And then he cracks his little shell open, his little encasing, and he's like, I'm alive.
Yeah, so stupid.
Very much like The Fly, where he sheds the thing and becomes right.
That's right. But unlike The Fly, not scary. Nothing in this movie is scary.
No, nothing at all. And then we get a shot from the trailer where he grabs some clothes off the scarecrow, which was from the first movie too, wasn't it? And that's the whole thing.
Yep, he ate like a wild boar too, I think, at this point. There's some kind of dead animal in front of him.
I didn't even miss all of that. Okay.
It doesn't matter.
All right, then we're in the woods, nowhere on a dirt road somewhere, and we got some dude pulling over in a Corvette for some reason.
A Corvette.
I don't like.
Why?
This character lasts for like 2 seconds. There's no reason to build any toward like.
Yep, Sam.
And
he just really wanted to rent a Corvette.
Yeah. So he calls Lane. He's like Lane's friend, whatever, and they chat. And I guess they're going to meet. Yeah. They're all supposed to meet up. Which, by the way, Lane never gets curious or worried about where her friend is at all later on.
Nope.
Maybe
she does once.
Yeah,
he does once.
Not enough.
She one time says, "Where's Sam?" But that's kind of it. And this is where she's like, everything hurts and I'm dying and I'm probably pregnant. And he's like, oh, girl, no way. You're pregnant? And he's like, did you take a test yet? And she's like, not yet.
Oh my God. And then
then they like talk about puking on Air Force Ones. And she's like, don't even joke about that. Shoes are really important to me for some reason.
It's like,
what?
And then she he's outside in the woods and he's taking a pee-pee and he's like, okay, whatever. And then we get our first Jeepers vision.
Yep, that's right.
It's very Predator-esque. Jeepers vision. I don't know if they did that.
It is Predator-esque
in the first movies or not, but
I don't recall.
Yeah. And then he just drops him behind the dude and kills him.
Yep.
It's cut between him getting his head squeezed and birds flying above. So
and like the Jeeper like comes in and like smushes his head, and yet
we don't see
he screams for 2 minutes.
Yeah,
like there's like a hilarious scream. Like it zooms out to the woods because we don't see any of it.
Yeah,
and it's just him going like for way too long.
Way too long.
Why? Why is this happening?
It's the echo of the woods. So we're back in the woods, and we're back in a car ride, right?
Yep.
And now he's driving, and he's like, "I'm taking you somewhere special or something like that, right?" And
she's like, "Remind me why we're here again."
Oh God! So remind the audience
this is where we're supposed to be.
Yeah, remind the audience where we are and why we're doing this. Yeah. And he passes by a sign, Mrs. Lady Milan's Voodoo Shop.
Manila, yeah.
Oh, Manila, that was it. Milan.
Which you're like,
I just typoed that.
Yeah, same letters, yeah.
Manila.
Yeah, but you're like, why? Like he's like, oh, this is where we're going to go see Lady Manila, and you're like, I don't think that's what you intended. Like,
yeah, like it didn't.
This isn't why you're here.
Didn't feel like it was. So okay. And they go into this voodoo shop and they're poking around. It doesn't seem like anything's around. It's supposed to be it's supposed to be spooky, but it's not.
Nope.
And Chase is like poking at
things. Finds a cool like bone knife thing that's going to come back at the end.
Yeah,
for a second.
Yeah, and doesn't that give her the vision initially or something? Or no, it's when she gets touched by the Lady Manila later. That's fine.
Yeah, I think so.
We got a stupid jump scare moment with jump scare. That's how you do a different accent there. Accent lady. I'm just throwing it out there for you. Jump
very
scare.
Good.
Yeah, very jump scare. Boyfriend scaring her with some big spear thing. That he
right. Well, and he also like pricks his finger on like a house.
No, that's very important. That's a setup for a payoff later. That is a weather vane on top of a house that he's gonna.
Yeah. Foreshadowed.
That's what we call it in a foreshadowed monster.
Got it.
Yep. And then we there's a lot of things we clear up here. One, we meet Lady Manila. She's voodoo lady.
Yeah. She's not scary.
No, she's not scary at all. And basically we learn that, hey, your maps and satellites don't work where we are apparently. So that kills all the phones and usage of phones.
Yep. So dumb.
Oh my God.
So she gives them directions
with an old fashioned map. Yep.
That's when she touches Lane.
Yeah,
Lane gets a premonition about the baby.
Yeah, it's kind of like a dead zone moment. And that's when we get the creepy baby carriage, and then they leave.
She charges them $50
for a map. Like, Jesus,
it's an antique.
Right. It's antique. Belongs in a museum. And she's like, "Hey, congratulations!" And they're like kind of creeped out, and she's like, "Oh, he doesn't know." And then they both look at each other again. She's like, "Oh, she doesn't know."
And then she just goes, "Interesting."
Ooh, neither one of them know. Okay.
Interesting. So
this.
Stupid.
Sean, whatever his name is. All right. And then she calls in to the rest of the voodoo gang, and she's just like, "Hey, we got a tree bearing gift." And then she's like, "He'll be most pleased." And then she starts playing the voodoo
tree bearing fruit. Why? Why are you like this?
Why is this happening?
Incredible.
And then she starts playing with her voodoo doll, and that's
which doesn't come back either. Nope. Like none of this comes back ever.
Nope, none of it. Anyway, we pull into a motel here down in New Orleans here. And she's like, "It seems empty." And she's checking out the room. Chase is like, "Yo, I'll be right back. I got something else in the car I got to get that you didn't see me put in there, but it's a giant suitcase." She checks.
Got a surprise for you. Like, giant suitcase.
Like you didn't see him pack this. Like,
yep.
So she's checking her phone.
One time she tries to call dead Sam.
That's right, and he's not answering.
I wonder where Sam is.
It's been hours. And then Chase comes back with a cosplay suitcase.
Oh my God. I hate this part.
And she's not having it at first, but then she gets really into it. And this is,
well,
so
it's sad. So I don't think we should skip over the sadness.
No, we shouldn't, because this is important for anyone in a relationship out there in the world. Because one, if you're not paying attention enough to see your boyfriend put a giant suitcase or girlfriend a suitcase into the back of the car, that's what are you doing? But yeah, so he's like, I got some cosplay stuff, and he's all excited. He's pulling some costumes out, and she's just like,
oh no,
like so
like disgusted.
She's like, I'm not.
Like, yeah, it's a stupid idea. You're right. What a dumb idea.
So now, like, if you've been together long enough where you're gonna ask someone to marry them, and you don't know this about them, and you're not into it, red flag. Like, don't do this. Don't do this. Don't marry her. Like. Oh my God. Like, she should know this is his thing and be like, hey, honey, you know what? You got your things. You like watching football on Sundays? Great. I'm going to go out somewhere else. Have your thing. I got my friends. Do your own thing.
Oh, it's so dumb. And then she's like, oh, I mean, yeah, cool. Let me take these clothes and like, I'll be right back.
I feel like there's a safety tip in here, but I can't quite pinpoint it.
Yeah. Also, this movie was rated R, and we get none of the benefits of a movie that's rated R. So, they say the F word like 4 times.
The violence is it's like maybe just above PG-13.
Yep. There's very little nudity. We get a random nude scene that doesn't make any sense, really.
Is there? I don't even remember.
Yep. There's one random nude scene that doesn't make any sense, but this was another one where you're like, oh, if this was a good R-rated movie, they'd be like, he's like, oh, can I watch? And she's like, no.
Like,
so it was like okie dokie.
It was like a classic like 80s 90s like horror movie. Like, you'd have this would be your moment of having like your,
yes. And instead they do like a classic 90s sitcom where they're like, you silly goose. Yeah. So then, he like turns on the TV and there's more exposition.
Right? Yes, this is where we meet Carrie, our announcer lady at the festival, and she's talking about the Creeper House and all this sort of stuff, and fills us in about how there's going to be this, horror hound festival and blah blah blah.
We're here to find the biggest creeper.
What a terrible tagline! Terrible tagline, by the way. It's not hard. There's a lot of creepers out there, and then we have a kind of a cosplay montage.
Yep. Yep, she comes out as Harley Quinn.
Yep, like jumps to Freddy Krueger, then jumps to Edward Scissorhands.
Yes, and then the woman from Jennifer's Body. Why?
And he's like all into it, and I'm just like, dude, of all your, I mean, okay, I guess they're all. Edward Scissorhands isn't horror though. Like Harley Quinn isn't horror. Like,
nope. And also, like, I thought he was going to cosplay with her.
Yes.
Like, I thought they were going to. Nope.
So she's wearing the final outfit, and she's like, what are you going to wear? And he's like, just this. It's a Hellhound t-shirt. What an asshole.
Yep. And then they have sex off camera.
Maybe that's a safety tip. If someone asks you to cosplay and they don't, red flag. Don't cosplay unless you're into it.
Yeah. When somebody brings a suitcase full of outfits and there's none for them, run away.
Run away. Red flag.
Yeah.
I think that's tip 119.
I think you're right.
119. Holy shit. So then we're at the motel a little bit later, and she's in the bathroom. She's checking if she's preggers.
Right.
And
this scene is also stupid.
So she's reading the little thing, and there's like a little like a target, like a red dot and a circle around it in the reading thing. Yeah. I'm like, I mean, I haven't had to read or have seen many preggers tests, but
same. Yep.
I mean, I've done a lot of COVID tests. I'm sure it's kind of the same. If the bar shows up, you got it.
Yeah. It's basically the same.
If the bar under the sea shows up, I think you got it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I was like, maybe it's my privilege showing, but I do not know how to read a pregnancy test. I was like, is this good or bad?
It's one of the things you don't have to worry about until you actually have to worry about,
Exactly.
So she has like a creepy vision, of the baby carriage, like a creepy baby carriage. That's on the
getting
cover.
pushed by Lady Manila.
Right. By the way, the movie poster that won the or nominated for best.
Award-winning.
No, nominated.
Award nominated, just like our hero, Imran Adams. Award nominated.
So she's just sitting there being like, oh, I guess I don't know what this means. Or maybe she knows what it means. And then a crow or a raven, whatever we're calling these birds, just slams into the window. Scares the shit out of her, snaps her out of her vision. She drops the baby thing and the baby checker. And he comes in. He's like, hey, baby. Yo, babe. What's going on, babe?
Yep.
He's like, oh, it's just a dead bird, babe. Don't worry about it.
It's time to go to the party.
And then they walk out, and then the camera pans down to the baby tester thing, and we got 2 lines. So
I think it's positive.
I think she's got COVID.
There's no way to know. Listeners, let us know, how do you read pregnancy tests? It has 2 lines on it.
Yes. Which one needs to be there? I think they both
don't
need
watch
to be
the
there.
movie.
I think they both need to be there, maybe.
I think so.
It's a 2-line test. And then we got to the Jeepers place, and he is gearing up like commando. Like he's
Listeners, I wrote with the Jeeper, he's got the boy body doing stuff. And so I think, Sam's the boy.
Oh.
He's got Sam's body. That's right. And he's taking apart Sam's body.
I think Sam was like a grown adult. He has a Corvette.
Yes. The boy body.
Oh my goodness. And he's suiting up, grabbing his axe, that stuff from the trailer, gets his chain. He's playing with the boy body or whatever, doing his thing, getting ready to go. And
my axe.
And we are also getting ready to go because that is the end of part 1. We're smart. We're leaving you on a cliffhanger of what's Jeeper up to? What is this a boy body or a man body?
Listeners, we're also like, this is probably 20 minutes into the movie.
Yeah.
Nothing has happened.
Is Lane pregnant or not? We don't know. She doesn't know. Does anyone know how to read those things correctly? No. And the instructions are very convoluted, so I hear.
It's so hard.
Is this festival going to be good? What's the cover charge?
Yeah. Will there be a inexplicably British DJ?
only one way to find out. You should come back on Thursday with part 2. Thanks for listening. And in the meantime, you follow us on Instagram. It's This Meets That with a bunch of ideas of things you can do while you're listening to us. ITMT Pod on Twitter, which is just kind of slowly descending into the darkness, but hey, it's still there. You can subscribe to wherever you're listening to us, and you should share with a friend because sharing is caring.
That's right. Or leave us a review. Share with a stranger. 5 stars would be nice. I've seen some of you out there leaving us 5 stars on Apple. That's nice. We appreciate it.
Keep doing that. Do it again.
Yeah. More. Yeah. More
stars, please.
Or if you want to send us long form feedback, you might have noticed some new cover art on the podcast. I know it's important to you all.
We're coming in hot 2024. Let's go. New cover art.
Crazy.
Yeah, ITMtron helped us put that together, by the way. So
that's right.
Give some credit to where credit's due, because if we don't give that credit, he'll murder us. But
he'll murder us. Yeah. But yeah, tell us what you think. Did he do a good job? It's thismeetsthat@gmail.com.
He always does a good job.
Go to the website. He always does a good job.
Yeah.
Our top employee.
Got to say that.
You go to the website where you can find links to the merch. Speaking of new art, there's new t-shirt designs up.
Love it.
We're pumping them out now.
Let's go.
Cool, really cool monster one. Some popcorn, classic movie footage, not footage.
Yeah, it's good. That's fine. That works. It's a word.
Who cares? All the old episodes, information about Russ's book Host, which you should go buy if you haven't yet.
Do it.
And the rest. It's at itsthismeetsthat.com. Check it out.